Our story starts on January 16th, 2008. I have officially been making YouTube videos for 10 years. That's a pretty damn long time. I've been around for just about everything. Fred, Smosh, Nigga Higga, Ray William Johnson, Kasim G, Evolution of Dance, Chocolate Rain, and Numa Numa. All these videos and YouTubers etched into my soul in one way or another. 10 years ago, 13-year-old me started making anime and video game music videos. These aren't around so much anymore, but back then they were all the rage. I didn't have a computer or internet in my house, but that didn't stop me. I would go to friends' houses and mooch off their internet and use their computers for hours on end. Thinking about it now, it was kind of absurd, but back then all I thought of it as was what I had to do to get the ball rolling on my channel. Eventually, I decided I no longer wanted to be behind the scenes, editing together clips downloaded off of YouTube to random music. I needed to get in front of the camera. Doing what, you might ask? Well, reviewing games, of course. And just like that, I would borrow my sister's camera, go to a friend's house multiple days in a row for sometimes weeks, editing, filming, and laughing until something was eventually thrown together. My first review, Street Fighter IV, amassed an astonishing 50 views. Well, I was basically a celebrity at that point, and I just had to keep going. Tons of different friends, all letting me toss Movie Maker on their computer, making videos with me day after day, week after week, shot on phones if they had to be. I was almost never home. My drive was only rivaled by my thickness. And of course I had to have multiple channels, one for AMVs, vlogging, jackass videos with my friends, you name it, I had it. I believe I finally acquired my own computer and camera around the time of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul review, and now there was nothing that could stop me. Game review after game review, new shows, new cameos from friends who were also YouTubers. I was having the time of my life, and most importantly, I was happy. But, as I said, nothing could stop me, except for what eventually did. I had no views. Although I truly did have passion for what I was doing, the golden years of being a miner soon came to an end, and it was time to embrace reality and get a job. I had a few minor successes before that. The Angry RuneScape Nerd being a spoof of the Angry Video Game Nerd and reviewing everything bullshit in RuneScape was okay, views-wise, but didn't satisfy me creatively, as I eventually got out of RuneScape and just couldn't make the show anymore. I started to deviate from what was normally the videos I would make, and I just made videos that weren't me. Short action films and silent films. This was right around the time of Freddy W. I tried to learn Adobe After Effects, which my computer could not run, and I tried to become someone I wasn't. Between losing my way creatively and not getting any views or having my channel grow at all, and having to get a job, despite slight attempts to make a comeback with shows like The Console, which I started in high school, my video output, as well as my channel, slowly just died, along with my dream. In one last-ditch effort, I decided to start one last channel, Superclock Tech. Something completely different than I was used to. I had been getting into building computers and technology over the years, and I wanted to funnel that creativity into a YouTube channel since Linus and other tech channels were just starting to take off. So with one final review, ironically a review of the game Skyrim, I said goodbye to DBZ Lover 25, the game review channel. The channel that hosted some of the best, funnest, most special times of my life. It was a tough thing to do. However, on the horizon I saw new opportunity. The first 4 videos on Superclock Tech got a combined 20,000 views. Well, the downfall of my game review channel was but a drop in the bucket now. I put my head down and got to work making video after video, 20,000 views here, 30,000 views there, growing in subscribers by the day. It was a dream come true, and then I decided to make the show Is It Worth It? To this day, it was my most viewed show I had ever made, with a combined 100,000 views in only 9 episodes. So what could possibly go wrong? Nothing could stop me, right? I mean, hell, even the videos that didn't do as well as my usual videos still had more views than my videos get today. Well, we all know that balance is key, and for all this positive growth, all these views, there were downsides. First of all, I wasn't getting paid for any of these views, and of course I continued to age, which eventually led me to having to get a job again. In fact, there was a period of time where I was working 2 jobs at once. One overnight and one during the day. I'll never forget passing out at GameStop on Black Friday after my 25th hour of work straight. None of this was aided by the fact that our apartment complex had become infested with bedbugs, and I could barely sleep. But even through all of this, I still tried my hardest, making whatever videos I could, trying to keep my channel alive, until it happened. We left the apartment and moved into a motel for what was only supposed to be a few weeks. But, due to complications, a few weeks turned into 5 months.
We had a little bit of a road bump, but I'm gonna get right back into it. I promise, whether you want to see Is It Worth It, whether you want to see Q&As in between.
Well, it turned out to be much more than a road bump. Although I don't want to say it killed my channel, because it didn't. I still have videos with tens of thousands of views that were made after this period of time. But on top of that, I was still a tech channel, and tech videos didn't satisfy me creatively anymore. Making Is It Worth It became mundane and boring, and it was the only kind of thing to get any views on my channel. So I finally did the worst thing I could have ever done. I lost my passion, and I disappeared for 5 months. Eventually, something finally reignited inside of me. I grabbed my camera and chose to continue my quest. My quest to be able to one day do what I love for a living. And not too long after that, the first episode of The Thrifter came out. I changed my name to David Davidson from Superclock Tech, and the rest is history. But since then, I've seen little glimmers of hope. I wanted to have fun again, make game reviews and media content, funny, creative, and satisfying videos, and the ones that I put effort into are doing really well. On top of that, my passion for tech isn't completely gone, and the first video I made on my other channel, Davidson Tech, is nearing 200 views, which is pretty damn good for a channel with only 9 subscribers. I've decided I'm going to give reality a rain check, for just a little bit longer, and see if I can't defeat it altogether still. This old man who's been on YouTube for 10 years still has some fight in him, and I hope that you all watching will be there to help me win that fight. There's a lot of great things on the horizon for this channel, so I just want to thank those of you who are still watching from the bottom of my heart, really. And with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.